Oh boy, we got some datamines about the open all orbs coming back, but it mentions cost. So we're going to explore what the possibilities of that could mean. Also, we've got some information and some suggestions on the old Man Logan trials, which hopefully are coming soon. Got some ideas about purple ISO and some changes to blue ISO as well. Let's read this together. And this is a data mine coming from QuickDraw. And I just want to say that data mines are always subject to change, but it does show what the developers are thinking and the direction they're going. And so at first when I read this is like, awesome. Select the number of orbs to open, automatically open the certain number of orbs. It may take a few moments for these orbs to be open. You may stop anytime. Seems good. But then I read the next section and I don't really know what this means. It says purchase body prompt, automatically purchase and open certain number of orbs with cost amount times cost type. It may take a few moments for these orbs to be open. You may stop at any time. Now, I choose to believe that this does not mean that the open all orbs is going to be gated behind some kind of cost. Some people said that this is like some sort of prompt for changing currencies. I don't know if it's that, or this might be just something that's built into an offer where when you buy X amount of orbs, you can automatically start the process of opening them all. I have no idea, but I'm going to tell you this. The community and myself is going to go into full rage pitchfork mode if there's an actual core or monetary cost for opening all orbs. That's absurd. And then lastly, I think this is good news right here. It says quick multi-orb open body progress, orbs opened. And then there mentions a slider opening a batch of orbs. I always felt like a slider would be a great solution. Now, we're going to talk about characters coming to the game. And I actually thought this was going to happen today, but it didn't. Peter B. Parker, Arena Store, POV, Spotlight Raid Orb. We're going to talk about Spotlight Raid Orbs here in a moment. And then Penny Parker to the Crucible Store, which is also an issue for Leader. But the context of this is about Old Man Logan. And Old Man Logan trials are coming soon. No idea what that means, but there was a infographic calendar which mentions twice on this calendar. We're already in the radioactive prep part of this calendar, but then right here, Diamond Claws is going to be later in the month. So the reason why we're talking about this is because of Leader. And Leader right now is currency in the Crucible Store. And when it comes to Cabal and Out of Time, a lot of people are short on Leader. So if there is some sort of drastic change to the way that the second run of Old Man Logan is going to happen, Leader may or may not be important. So I'm not suggesting anybody to core or spend on Leader right now, but be mindful of Leader. For me, myself, I'm very persistent in looking in the Crucible Store and getting Leader because I want to get Leader to 7 stars. And then also inside of the Ultimus Ultra Store as well. I'm picking them up because the fear that I'm having, and this was actually speculated also in a Boilan video, is that they're going to remove the leaderboards and there's going to be a Stargate with the Cabal team and the Out of Time team to get the maximum amount of yellow stars on Old Man Logan. Now this is pure speculation. I do not know, but this is also points to this idea that I have been hoarding. And what do I hoard? Well, we just talked about POV coming into the Spotlight Raid Orbs, one of the Spider Society, I don't remember which one. But, once I got Iron Patriot to 7, in general, like whenever there's like no upside for me, no account progression, stop opening orbs. So like you can see, I've got all these orbs, 100,000, 41,000, 42,000. Whenever an orb in Marvel Strike Force no longer helps me advance my count forward, I stop opening them. And I stop opening them for this situation exactly so that when the new characters added to the Spotlight Raid Orb, then I can open them. Now, as a backup plan, because we've been talking about leader, has caused me also to save orbs like premium orbs, right? Well, because then if it's a situation, then I have 130 of them to open up. Maybe I can get leader that way. Mega orbs, basic orbs also. And ideally, optimally, I think I want to save these orbs for maybe even annihilators, or maybe the next legendary, whatever that is, you know, if there's going to be some sort of character requirement. And I know a lot of people have been doing this for a long time, but I actually kind of stopped hoarding. But this last old Man Logan event, the one from before the first initial unlock, kind of I felt burnt a little bit. And if I had been hoarding, you know, maybe I would have been in a better situation to open the orbs then to meet the unlock requirements, because they started gating the scourges. So that's what I'm trying to say is, if it makes sense for your account to hoard. Now I want to say, like on my baby account, which is like a 98 account, man, I don't hoard anything on that account. Very little anyways. Also, big shout out to Baka. Inside of the Ares story mode 1-8 are part of the awakened ability materials for Ares. And this is for the basic. The entire 200 will be in there. And so over time, you should be able to get Ares awakened basic attack, which adds immunity. But it's for 83 days. Just don't forget this. I know there was one that I missed. I went in, I was like, oh, there was an extra 600,000 gold. So keep that in mind. Also, purple ISO is out. And I've been hearing a lot of suggestions over the DD8 trait requirements, and some people working on those characters first. My experience has been with Dark Dimensions is that when they are published, sometimes the best characters for a node are not released. And I'm curious if some of the characters on the first node are not going to be optimal for getting those nodes, and they're going to release other characters that are going to work better. So for me, the only characters that I'm willing to upgrade currently myself are going to be characters that I currently use in the arena that I'm also, with a high degree of certainty, going to be using in Dark Dimension 8. I don't have Mephisto, but if I did have Mephisto, I would be upgrading Mephisto. I'm currently working on Old Man Logan, Super Scroll, and Apocalypse. So that's my plan of attack. That plan may change as time goes on when we learn more about the event, and the event is live, and what it looks like to get through it, and when people start getting through it. So we will see. Now, this is a drastic improvement to blue ISO. I love this, and I wish they would have published it this way a long time ago. So the way that the cost was versus the way that the cost is now has changed. Now, the first time you take a character to blue ISO 5, the cost is identical. And what they've done is they've upped the cost to equip the crystals by 145,000 each of the blue ISO 5 material. And if you multiply that by 5, that is 725,000. And they've lowered the cost to put like the striker, the raider, the skirmisher by 100,000. So the net cost for the first time that you take a character to like blue ISO 5 striker is the same. However, once you've upgraded a character to striker, and then you say, hey, I want to convert them to skirmisher. Well, it used to cost 825,000. Now it is just 100,000. So this is massively better than the way it was before. Basically, they've made the cost the same as it once was to take a character blue ISO 5, but the cost once you've got them there to switch between classes is much, much better. Why is Orange Garrow Stern strike passes? How many events need updates? Yeah, I wish they would do this. This has been a big sore spot for me, the open all button, which we talked about at the beginning of the video. Spotlight Raid Sim, unneededly limited. Right now, because of some changes in our alliance, I'm going through my lane in Spotlight by myself every day, and it's like I can sim every node, but like after 5, I got to play them manually, which is fine, but I played the nodes so many times, and I don't know. I feel like they just need some TLC to some events. A lot of the daily challenges seem drastically outdated. I hate using Spider Sighty because of Peter B. Parker, which I thought was kind of strange, and they're talking about how much time it takes. But then there's another one. Can we have Mayday's animations removed? What? You don't like babies? Yeah, it's a little bit long. Peter B. Parker kind of makes it a lot slower. Can't wait for Annihilator Orbs, and I just thought the snark on this was amazing. And they're talking about the Illuminati Orbs having Black Bolt and Iron Man. And even on my baby account, which is 90 days old, this was useless. Absolutely useless. So, Scopely, play your game. There's no reason to give legendaries like Black Bolt and Iron Man, out of the gate. And, I think what this post is suggesting is Annihilator Orbs. I mean, that'd be a tragedy, in my opinion, if Ultimus was in there's orbs. Very few players actually benefited from the Illuminati Orbs with Black Bolt and Iron Man. Even my 90-day account didn't get a benefit from them. Do your magic, Scopely. Prolong the Captain Britain unlock event by a couple days to run it concurrently with the Hank unlock event next week. I did forward this post to the developers, and hopefully they will do something about that. Let me know what you think in the comment section. As always, thanks for watching. Bye for now.